This is a special report from Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching our special broadcast. I'm David Carroll, and in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be bringing you the live coverage from the celebration of life for Coach Pat Summitt at Thompson-Boling Arena at the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Pat Summitt died at the age of 64 just a couple of weeks back from complications related to Alzheimer's disease. And since her death, you've heard many of the numbers, the glowing statistics on all the wins and all the championships. Well, tonight they're going to be focusing more on Pat Summitt, the person, with personal stories and anecdotes and memories of a life well lived. Now, among the speakers who will be being part of this program tonight, Robin Roberts of ABC's Good Morning America, who is considered to be a very close friend of Pat Summitt. And you're seeing some friends and coaches there. This is the Knoxville Pipes and Drums, and they are starting off the program as we see some of the dignitaries in attendance. Huge crowd there. You'll be hearing from Coach Summitt's son, Tyler. You'll be hearing from former players like Shelley Sexton Collier and Tamika Catchings, fellow coaches like Mickey DeMoss and Holly Warlick. Also, Tennessee football great Peyton Manning, who is a very close friend of Pat Summitt. He'll be one of the primary speakers this evening, sharing his stories and reflections. Singer Con Hunley, another friend of Pat Summitt's, will be singing Surely the Presence and I'll Fly Away. So Robin Roberts will be opening and closing the program this evening. Holly Warlick you see there, Peyton Manning, and so many others. Familiar faces as well as folks who are just fans and friends of the Tennessee basketball program, where she set such high standards over a 34-year career. So we're honored to be bringing this to you this evening for those of you who are unable to make it to Knoxville in person. And we appreciate you watching Channel 3.2 as we bring you coverage of the celebration of life for Coach Pat Summitt. We'll begin now by listening in as Robin Roberts begins tonight's program.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Tyler told me that's his mom's favorite song. And how appropriate, two words that describe her so well. Amazing Grace. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the celebration of Pat Summitt's life. And it's fitting, it's here, in the house that Pat built, on the court that bears her name so fittingly. She's in our midst. She's here through the coaches, the players she raised, her beloved family, an extended family who she loved so much, and through all of us who benefited from her wisdom, her pearls of wisdom that live on in our hearts. A favorite of yours, Tyler, and mine too. Left foot, right foot, breathe. Left foot, right foot, breathe. Just keep on moving. She, of course, also lives on through her foundation. What a valiant fight she waged against it. And how, in many ways, bringing awareness and attention was her final gift to us and to the world. Like many of you here, I had the incredible good fortune of Pat being a dear friend, a kindred soul and spirit. Like you, yeah, I miss Pat. But you know what? We are here tonight because we back Pat. That's why we're here tonight. And so in that context, I invite you to be a part of this celebration with your tears and your cheers. If you want to cry, you let those tears flow. You want to cheer when you hear Rocky Top? Let's hear it. Express yourself like Pat did all those many years. By now, we're very familiar with the story of Pat being on a recruiting trip, doing her best, always thinking of the Lady Vols, and on a recruiting trip going into labor. While she was on a visit, future Vol, Michelle Marciniak. And there was no way on earth that Pat Summitt was going to have her child anywhere but in this state of Tennessee. She was not going to have that child anywhere else. On that day, a relationship and bond was born between mother and son that would prove to be enduring and strong loving and fierce, respectable and compassionate. There are many titles that Pat Summitt won, many titles, but the one title that meant the most to her, mother. Please welcome her beloved son, Tyler Summitt.
Good evening, and on behalf of our family, especially my mom's brothers, sister, and her mom, Hazel, thank you all so much for being here, for watching. As Robin said, we celebrate my mom's life. I know I definitely don't feel worthy to speak, but I'm so honored and grateful that I get to take part in this celebration. This stool, it's here for a reason. As many of you fans know, and of course the players, this was her outward platform where she would sit and her Lady Vol family would gather around her for words of encouragement, words of wisdom, but usually a lot of harsh criticism. Again, this was her platform where we saw her passion, her intensity, and of course the world famous stare. But something that I also want to celebrate tonight is my mom's heart, her enormous heart. And I'm here to tell you that inwardly, behind the scenes, she had three hearts. The heart of a mother, as Robin mentioned, a heart for others, and a heart for Jesus Christ. And so let's start with the heart of a mother. I heard three words every single day of my life. I love you. Every day. Didn't matter how busy she was, what she had to do, she took the time to stop and tell me that. And not only did she say it, but she showed it. She walked the talk. You might think that the famous coach Pat Summitt might not have time for the